Hey guys, welcome back to another budget Yu-Gi-Oh deck profile. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys my Floowandereeze deck. Now this deck, you can get this deck for less than $30 and the deck is very competitive. Bear in mind, you won't get every single card for the deck. You'll have one spell card for the Floowandereeze monsters, which is pretty expensive, but the deck can actually work without that card. The deck is pretty much based off of normal summon and tribute summon monsters, which with effects that will affect or impede your opponent from doing what they want to do. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. Starting off with the monster cards, I'm going to be playing triple Rabina. Rabina is a very good card. It allows me to add one level 4 or lower wing beast monster from my deck to my hand once it's normal summon. Immediately after that card or that effect resolves, I can normal summon in addition. So if this card is sent to the graveyard, it's removed from play instead, and if I normal summon a wing beast monster, I can add this card to my hand. The next monster that we're going to be looking at is Floowandereeze Eaglin. Eaglin has the same effect as Rabina, but instead of adding a level 4 or lower, it adds a level 4 or higher wing beast monster from my deck to my hand. The next card is one Spree and one Toucan. Toucan adds a wing beast monster from my remove from play pile back to my hand. Immediately after that card effect resolve, I can normal summon one additional normal summon. Spree removes one card from the graveyard, and after that card's effect resolve, I can normal summon in addition. If both of them are destroyed and sent to the graveyard, they are removed from play instead, and if my wing beast monster is normal summon, I can add this card back to my hand, each of them, any one of them. These effects only work once per turn. The boss monster for the deck is Empen. Empen is a very powerful card because it negates special summon monster's effect if there's in face-up attack position, and if it battles a monster, it after that monster's attack. So this card is a very powerful card. When it's normal summon, I can add one Floowandereeze spell or trap card from my deck to my hand. For the other boss monsters that are not Floowandereeze, I use one Apex Avian and one Ryza. Apex Avian is an Omni Negate. If my opponent activates a card effect, I can activate Apex Avian's effect, negate that effect, destroy the card, and add back this card to my hand. If I can summon it back in the same turn, I can use its effect again. Ryza, as you guys know, send one card from the field to the top of the deck, one card from the graveyard to the bottom of the deck, and if I tribute summon this card using a wing beast monster, I can return one extra card. The next monster is Smorg, Bird of Protection. When I normal summon a wing beast monster, I can reveal this card in my hand, and it can normal summon itself this turn. If I normal summon a wing beast monster, I can send one Smorg monster to the graveyard to add one Smorg spell card from my deck to my hand. I would go for this spell card, which is Smorg Repulse. If I discarded a wing beast monster, I can use its effect to return every spell and trap card on the field to the owner's hand. It's like a giant Trunade or a Trunade, so it's a pretty good card. I use one Fossil Dino. It's not a good substitute for Wind Storm Barrier statue, but it does work really well. If it's face up on the field, you can't special summon any monster. If it's flipped face up, it destroys every special summon monster on the field. I use one DD Crow and two Ash Blossom. These are the only monster hand traps that I use. DD Crow is searchable by Rabina, and Ash is a good hand trap all round, so I use two Ash. That's it for the monsters. Now we're going to move on to the spells and traps. I use a triple of the field spell. It's a very good card. It allows me to normal summon in my opponent's turn. I use two of the Unexplored Wind. It allows me to tribute my opponent's monsters and also shuffle monsters in my deck to add an extra draw. And again, one Smorg Repulse. To improve the consistency of my deck, I use a triple pot of Duality and triple pot of Extravagance, my bad. So this card allows me to, draw two cards, and this card allows me to look at three and pick one. I use double Regeki and triple Book of Moon. In this format, I've noticed that a lot of people rather playing first, so with that said, I use three Dark Ruler No More. And for the last two cards in the deck, I use two trap cards. One is the Hand Trap Impermanence, and the other trap is Dreaming Tone. Dreaming Tone allows me to normal summon in my opponent's turn, which can greatly affect them if I choose the right cards. Now I'm going to be showing you guys a little strategy or the main combo of this deck. It's really good, and it actually works really well. So I'm just going to pick the cards that are needed to pull it off and show you guys how awesome this little combo is. Alright, so we're going to start off with the first monster, which is Rabina. Rabina summons, its effect activates, add 1 level 4 or lower wing beast monster from my deck to my hand. I'm going to add Eaglin. When Eaglin is added by this card effect, I get to normal summon, so I'm going to normal summon Eaglin. Eaglin's effect is going to activate. I can add 1 level 7 or higher wing beast monster from my deck to my hand, level 4 or higher. So I'm going to go for Empen. Then I'm going to normal summon Empen by attributing these 2 cards. When these cards are sent to the graveyard, they're removed from play instead. And when I summon a wing beast monster, I can add these cards to my hand. So this is my hand. When this card is normal summon, I can add 1 spell or trap card. I can go for the field spell or the trap card. I'm going to go for the trap card. I'm going to set it face down. Now when it's my opponent's turn, he activates a card. I activate my trap card. Allows me to normal summon my Rabina. Rabina is going to search for another Eaglin in my deck. I'm going to summon another Eaglin. Eaglin's effect is going to activate. I can go for either my Ryza or my Apex Avian, depending on what my opponent is playing and what I, think they're going to use. If I go for the Avian, Avian is going to summon, attribute these 2 cards. When a wing beast monster is summoned while these cards are removed from play, I add them back to my hand. This card effect is really cool. So if I have this in my hand and I normal summon my Apex Avian, I can reveal it in my hand, special summon it, normal summon it. Its effect is going to activate. I can throw away another copy of itself to the graveyard to add this card to my hand. Again, you guys know that this is pretty much a hate Trunade. So if my opponent has too many, spell and trap card, I can pretty much discard one of these cards that I just had to send their cards back up and go for a good amount of damage. So pretty much that's it. That's the deck. Hopefully this video was helpful. If it was, please leave a like on the video and consider subscribing to the channel for future content.